BBC and ITV.
British Rail's Provincial Manager for West Yorkshire, and I'd like to welcome you all to this lovely new station this morning. It's my pleasure in a moment to introduce Councillor Michael Simmons, the Chairman of West Yorkshire Passenger Transport Authority, to formally open the new station here at Berry Brow. Worth noting that this is the 13th new station built in West Yorkshire since the revitalisation of the local rail services started, and no less than the 7th under Councillor Simmons' chairmanship. I think that's quite an impressive record. Anyway, Councillor Simmons, can I call on you now to formally open Berry Brow Station and to deal with this splendid cake?
Thanks ever so much, everybody, for coming. We're privileged to have the Mayoress here this morning and other councillors from Kirklees, but I'm particularly pleased to see that we have children from 2 local schools, some of whom will be going on the first train that leaves here. I have to say that I hope this train stops. I heard this morning the first train sailed through, not realising the station was open. But British Rail will soon realise that the station is here to stay, and I hope that in future we'll see as many people on this platform wanting to get on the station as we see this morning. And obviously, if that's the case, we'll have to put up some more shelters. As Roger Cobb from British Rail has just said, this is part of a larger programme that we have of opening 3 new stations a year. This is the first station in this current year that we're opening, but we're opening another 2 in the current year. This one cost £135,000. It's really different from all of the other stations that we've opened in the past because it's a reopening of a station rather than a totally new station. We've resited it. This station was here, or a little further down the track, in 1966, when there was a man called Beeching, Dr. Beeching, who thought all the cures for all the ills on railways was to close them down and cut them off and amputate them. This time, we're in a different era. We feel that British Rail is attracting more passengers than ever, and we therefore, as the local authority responsible for subsidising railways, are putting more money than ever into railways to encourage people to travel. And so people who use Berry Brow Station, for instance, will only be 6 minutes away from Huddersfield at the very cheap fares that are subsidised by the Passenger Transport Authority. There are two people that I ought to mention who are here today. We have here Mr. Morgan. Now, Mr. Morgan, I understand, is the father of the last station master at Berry Brow, and he's travelled all the way from Northampton to be with us here today. So I'm absolutely delighted to welcome him here. I also understand that we have here Mr. Clifford Peace, a British Rail driver who retired after 41 years service and who now lives locally. So, you know, this is really a very momentous occasion for not only West Yorkshire as far as we're concerned, and is part of a larger programme, but indeed is a momentous occasion for the people of Berry Brow, who now have the alternative of leaving their cars behind if they want to get to Sheffield, Barnsley or Huddersfield, and are able to get on to further afield and places further afield by railway. And so we'll relieve the congestion of all these other towns and cities by using the railway. So without further ado, I'm going to open this station officially by cutting a rather lovely cake, which some of you will be able to see and some of you will not be able to see. It's a huge cake. I don't know how people cook such a large cake. I'm going to try and hold it up so people at the back can see in a minute, although not by myself. And I hope that as many people as possible will be able to have a bite, although it'll be a bit like feeding the 5,000. But thanks ever so much for coming. I declare Berry Brow Station open.